The Chief Procurement Office for General Services would like to thank you all for joining us at TAPS today. I'm Kylie with the training team and will be leading today's session. Please note that we are recording the session for later publication on our website. You will be able to find it in the Vendor Resources section of the Procurement Resource Library. The information that we bring to you during TAPS is intended to be general procurement information and may not apply to your company in full. It is not legal advice. Please review the Illinois Procurement Code, rules, CPO notices, and solicitation requirements for complete information. For our agenda today, we are going to look at the Illinois Procurement Gateway. We commonly refer to it as the IPG. And we do have some additional resources for you to take advantage of. The IPG is an online vendor portal used for gathering business information from vendors who wish to conduct business with the Illinois state agencies and universities. The IPG is managed by the 4 independent Chief Procurement Officers, CPOs, who exercise procurement authority for the state agencies and universities. There is no cost to vendors to register in the IPG. So why should you register with the IPG? Instead of submitting required information such as company ownership, Department of Human Rights public contract number, and State Board of Elections registration number in paper form with every solicitation response, vendors are able to submit the information in advance electronically. After the Chief Procurement Office reviews and approves the application in the IPG, vendors will receive a registration number that can be included in solicitation responses in place of certain paper forms. Let's go through the IPG now. Initially, you will create a generalized account information where you create your username and password. This assures that your business isn't already registered. The dashboard. Once you have completed your sign up or upon signing in, you'll be directed to your dashboard. If you already have an active or pending registration, you'll see it here. If you are registering for the first time or you need to renew your registration, select Start New Registration. You'll complete your registration by working through a series of questions and forms. The first section you will need to complete is the general information. You'll provide the business name, tax ID number, and number of your tax ID number, type, and your company's address. Once you've completed the information, select Save and Continue at the bottom of the page. You'll be provided an opportunity to select NIGP codes. You may select as many NIGP codes as you like. Adding several NIGP codes that relate to your business offerings will assist agencies in being able to identify potential vendors. For ownership information, you'll select your company type from the drop-down and then select Save and Continue. The business information section will have you provide greater detail about your business. Please pay special mind to this statement, your business is registering as a. You'll have the opportunity to select prime and subcontractor, or subcontractor. Please note that by selecting prime or prime and subcontractor, you will have the ability to use your IPG active registration when your company is directly responding to a state solicitation. If you select subcontractor only, you will have fewer sections of the registration to complete. However, if you register as a subcontractor only, you will be ineligible to use your IPG active registered vendor number to directly respond to a solicitation. If you have any desire to contract directly with the state, please make sure to select prime or prime and subcontractor. After completing all business information, please select Save and Continue at the bottom of the page to advance to the next registration section. In the Additional Information section, we want to know how you learned about the IPG. If you've heard about it from several places, make sure to select all that apply. If it's new to you today, I'd love for you to select Chief Procurement Officer when you register. Under certain conditions, the Chief Procurement Office requires state agencies to purchase only from qualified Illinois small businesses. If a state agency is making a one-time procurement below $100,000 or procuring in any of more than 600 product service categories at any dollar amount, then the state agency will only solicit offers from small business set-aside vendors. The SBSP shelters Illinois small businesses from competing with large businesses for state awards and contracts. The state's goal is to award 10% of state contracts to qualified small businesses in Illinois. If your company meets the requirements and wants to register as an Illinois small business, you must select yes and provide the required documentation in this section. If you select that you are previously a registered small business and are seeking to requalify, you'll see the SBSP requalification statement available for you to open, complete, and attach. If your company meets the requirements and wants to become a registered Illinois small business for the first time, you must select yes and provide the required documentation in this section. If you do not meet the requirements or do not wish to become an SBSA vendor, you would select no and then save and continue to proceed to the next section. In this section, you will identify the highest number of employees at any time during the past year. You will then identify your company's DHR status. This section will prompt you to identify if your business is registered and authorized to do business in Illinois. Select the response that represents your company and then select Save and Continue. There are a total of 29 certifications that you will need to read through and respond to. This section requires the vendor to identify if the company is registered with the Board of Elections and to provide the BOE registration number. IRAN disclosures ask if you or any of your corporate parents or subsidiaries have any business operations that must be disclosed. After selecting your response, select Save and Continue to advance to the next section. In a previous TAPS recorded session, we went over financial disclosures in detail. This is a great resource to help you understand who is required to provide financial disclosures. After completing all previous sections, you'll be able to complete a final review of all information that you input. If you identify any errors, you can navigate back to the section with the error to correct prior to returning to the summary. After verifying all information is correct, you will need to input who is submitting the registration and provide a signature. Select Submit, and our IPG team will be notified and able to review your submission. After hitting that Submit button, you'll be provided this notice that it was submitted successfully. When returning to your dashboard in IPG, you'll see Registration History in the left menu. If you select that option from the menu, you'll be able to see all previous and active registrations for your company. If you have concerns or need help as you are completing your registration, or if your registration is returned for updates, you can contact our IPG Help Desk for live assistance. Our team is absolutely amazing and able to assist. Once you have an active IPG registration, you will be able to utilize the IPG Active Registered Vendor Disclosures when responding to the solicitation. It's a wonderful time saver for you and for the state reviewers who end up having to look at these as you're submitting them. Thank you again for taking your time to be with us today. We were delighted to spend time with you and hope that you will join us again next month. Keep up to date on our CPOGS website, which also contains lots of information for vendors. I would invite you to review I Am a Vendor, vendor resources, commitment to diversity, and our small business set-aside program, all on our CPOGS website. We will publish content from today in the vendor resources section of our website in the near future. Don't forget to register with IPG, and you'll find solicitation opportunities on BidBuy. Thanks again for joining us, and we hope to see you next month.